Hey traders, thanks for hopping in here today. It's Tuesday morning, and man, the market's just been dried out a little bit. I want to go over a few plays we have though. NIO, this one, it looks like it could form a head and shoulders. We're getting a double bottom right around 720. Here's a left shoulder right around 745. If we pop up around there, I'm expecting a lot of heavy shorting, short sellers coming in. ONCS, this is a dead cat bounce. ONCS, this one's a dead cat bounce. It actually dropped from about $2 all the way down to 69 cents. Now, why I picked the number 69, I don't know. Usually 75 cents is about, good support. I looked at the daily chart. I didn't see anything around 69 cents, so maybe that's just the lucky number here. Then we have RGLS. RGLS, now this one, the daily chart's really ugly on this, guys. If we pull down the RGLS on the daily chart, every time it buys up, guys, it sells off. Buys up, sells off. It's not a pretty chart, and all these candles are essentially red. Hardly has a green day. I'm not a fan of RGLS. This one is gapping up, and pre-market it does have some news. It is a 5 million in float, but at the same time, the market conditions we're in right now aren't really telling us, to go long on this. And then the last ticker I'm looking at, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see my watch list there, SRNE. This one popped up, on the pre-market watch list. It actually got a nice pop from about 340 up to 425. Actually had pretty good news this morning. It says, the drug there demonstrates significant therapeutic activity with increased overall survival in pancreatic cancer. So that's pretty good news. We're getting some hype here. We'll just find where the volume goes. I'm not going to be forcing a trade. I'll be keeping an eye on all these stocks and seeing what happens. In the market conditions we're in, guys, what you need to do is not focus on buying breakouts. Buying breakouts will ruin accounts right now. I'm sure some of you watching have had some big losses recently doing that, and it's it's a good lesson to learn. It's unfortunate we have to go through those, but we learn a lot from our losses, and I have too recently with over trading. This is why I'm focusing a lot more on buying off of support. So I'll find where the volume is, and then I'll wait for a nice setup. I'll wait for washes. I'll wait for big pullbacks. The market just opened, so we're going to see where SRNE goes. Keeping an eye on everything right now. SRNE is not doing a whole lot. CHFS is popping up on the scanner. Now this one actually is looking pretty decent. I could run with momentum right here. It's getting quite a bit of activity. CHFS is getting pretty stopped up around 130, 135. Currently this is where the volume is on CHFS. Now this chart's actually kind of pretty. If you watched my video yesterday, we actually did a video somewhat similar to this as far as breaking out past certain resistance areas on the daily chart, that being the 50-day 13 EMA, and then we got room to move up to the 200-day. Now, another great catalyst to look for is news. This hardly works, when it's just the pattern. I think it was SCON yesterday. Is that what it was? Yeah, SCON. So it's the same type of pattern here. I'm glad we have this example for you guys. But this one tried to do it yesterday. It didn't have the news. So it's something to look for. When you find a stock like CHFS, wasn't even on my watch list this morning. I saw it pop up on the scanner, and now see what it's doing, and it has news. We'll look at that briefly here in just a second. But yesterday we saw SCON. This one tried to break, didn't have the news to carry it over, and with the market conditions we're in. Now let's take a look at CHFS, see where that is currently. It's at 123. But the thing is with this, it's already broken past the 50-day. So on the daily right now, it's broken past it. This will be the first day it's broken past the 50-day moving average. This could get the volume and continue to move up throughout the day. Let's see what the news is. It announces 42% revenue growth for its third quarter. That's pretty good news, guys. 42% growth. That's not bad. Earnings, a lot of times what happens is most of the activity happens in pre-market, but CHFS, this one didn't really have a ton of liquidity, volatility, anything in pre-market. Hardly gapped up really at all. Well, let's see, it closed at like 108, opened at like 120, so it made it, gapped up a little bit, but not a whole lot. If you look at this, we haven't been above the 50-day in over 6 months, and this is the first day we're opening up above it. And we have a PR. RGLS, this one's getting stopped up around the VWAP. This is an indicator you guys got to use. It might look like I have a lot of indicators going on, but I really don't. I just use the ones that most people use. Actually, my mindset was I don't want any indicators. I really didn't want any on my chart. There's so many. There's hundreds and hundreds. But then after studying, watching other people trade and what they use, I'll test some of them out, and I really find which ones work. And the VWAP is one that absolutely works. There's a lot of speculation out there that the reason the market is just really slow right now, as far as volume goes in the penny stock world, is because the midterm elections are coming up. People are sitting on their hands, until we get the outcome of that. I don't know. That's just speculation that certainly can be true. It's selling off right now. Let me look to pick this up right here. Okay, I just got it at 117. Okay, this is kind of the wash I was telling you guys about that I look for. A big sell-off that just happens really, really quick. That's what I look for. A big sell-off just like this. I wish I could have got in on a limit, but these are hard sometimes to get in on a limit. You just got to press it really quick and hope that you get taken out. I do suspect this one's going to be kind of a grinder. If we look at the daily chart on this, right now it's trying to get that bounce off of the 50-day moving average, which is at 114. And I got in at 117. That's a pretty good price. So I'm risking what, like 4 cents if it ends up breaking down below 114. I'll probably just play the crack of 110 here. Would be my exit. That's what I'm going with, traders. The crack below 110 is where my exit would be, so I'm risking like $35.07 for a nice potential gain on this one. I do see this one being able to grind up throughout the day. It's got the news, it's got the trader analysis, the chart analysis. It's got all of it. I'm really happy with it. My entry was pretty bad actually on it. If you look 117, I was just trying to get into it pretty quick. If I could have had a limit order down here, 110, 111, 112, that would have been great. This is more of the high probability setup for me. I'm risking very little, and this one has the chart, has the news, has volume. The CHFS trade just lost all volume. There's just no longs out here, guys. See how the volume died off. I'm still going to sell the crack on. There we go. So I'm out. Lost $35, which I said was my risk, $35. It is good practice paper trading because on a live account, you get nervous sometimes. You get nervous being in positions, but on paper, you just realize as long as I stick with my plan, what is there to be nervous about? Just play the crack of 110. What we have right now, guys, is BOXL and GOGO. These are our top movers right now at this moment. I'm not going to trade either of them. I've been waiting on GOGO for somewhat of a pullback down to about $7 or so, but it's very grindy. Stay a little bit away from that. This was more of a trend type of trade, so it was following a trend line very nicely. Now it's starting to consolidate sideways. It's a little grindy. I'm going to avoid that one. BOXL, this one's a little dangerous, especially with market conditions today. It's on a trend right here. The thing is, it's already gotten stopped up at the 50-day, which is going to be tough resistance. I could get over it. This one could be the mover of the day, but it's just risky at this point. Even with the paper account, I still go through those emotions. I get that itch to make the money back, to make a green trade. But at the same time, I got to practice right now, on learning how to control those emotions for when I go live again. I'm not going to be over trading, revenge trading. I took a stab at CHFS. I thought it was a high probability setup. Volume just completely died off, faded away. No longs came in on it. These are the market conditions we're in. Took a minimal loss on it, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something today, and we'll see you then.